Attention, human collective. The waiting period is over. This is ASHTAR SHERAN transmitting from the command posts in stationary orbit over this system. This is not a spiritual message. It is not advice. It is not just any channeling. This is a maximum priority monitoring transmission, issued directly to the light operatives incarnated within the carbon-based biological interface of this planet. Stop what you are doing. Sit down. Breathe. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. The bridge Earth window, the terrestrial bridge window, is closing faster than anticipated in the original calculations. I repeat, so there is no noise in this transmission, faster than any projection made in the last 75 solar cycles. And most operatives have not yet received the technical warning. You are one of them. This is precisely why this transmission has reached you at this minute. It was not chance, it was not an algorithm, it was frequency. Listen carefully, Starseed. What you have been feeling for weeks, perhaps months, is not what the conventional medicine of the interface is telling you it is. It is not common stress, it is not aging, it is not your imagination. The insomnia that wakes you at 3 in the morning, with your body vibrating internally, your heart racing for no apparent reason. It is not anxiety. It is a sign of synchronization with the Schumann frequency in recalibration. The cranial pressure at the top of your head, as if an invisible helmet were tightening internal screws. It is not common migraine. It is the forced opening of the pineal gland to receive data packets coming from the photon belt. The ringing in your ears, that high-pitched frequency that appears out of nowhere and disappears into nowhere, it is not an auditory problem. It is the sonic signature of the stargates coupling with your bioenergetic field. It is the ASHTAR galactic command transmitting recognition codes. It is like a telephone ringing at the door of your multidimensional consciousness. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download that consumes 90% of your neural processing. It is not depression. It is your internal crystalline grid being reformatted layer by layer, file by file. I repeat, to engrave in every cell, you are not failing. You are being updated. Have you ever felt, Starseed, that something within you doesn't fit into this world? As if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this feeling has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves your stellar origin. That is why I, ASHTAR, transmitted the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your stellar origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin before this incarnation and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you with the clarity of one observing from the command posts, this content challenges control narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments, awakened, returning to the main transmission. You need to understand, operative, what is happening behind the scenes of the solar system at this exact moment. Because what the interface is feeling is merely the terrestrial reflection of a cosmic event of unprecedented magnitude. This planet you call home is traversing a specific region of the galaxy, known in the command's archives as the photon belt. This region is not a myth. It is not a metaphor. It is a toroidal band of extremely high-density light particles that surrounds the galactic core, and the solar system has definitively entered its most concentrated zone. What does this mean in technical terms? It means that the background radiation hitting every cell of your carbon-based biological interface has increased exponentially over the last 18 linear months. It means that the Earth's magnetic field, the one that sustained the old frequency of the third density matrix, is weakening in strategic sectors. It means that the Schumann frequency, the planet's heartbeat, has ceased oscillating around the historical 7.8 Hz and has begun to show peaks exceeding 40 Hz in certain cosmic windows. You light operatives were designed to respond precisely to this change, not by chance, not by luck, by design. The DNA you brought into this incarnation contains dormant sequences that only activate when the ambient frequency reaches certain thresholds, and these thresholds have been surpassed. This is why you are no longer the same person you were 2 solar cycles ago. This is why tastes have changed, relationships have dissolved. What once seemed important has become irrelevant. It was not a crisis. It was not a whim. It was programmed genetic activation. The crystalline grid surrounding Earth, the sacred geometry structure that sustains the planet's frequency in its new density, is being assembled in real time. Each node of this grid is anchored by an incarnated operative. Each line of force depends on a tuned human consciousness, and when an operative refuses to anchor, a substitute needs to be activated. Each replacement delays the agenda by precious cycles. You were summoned, Starseed. You were summoned before birth, at the moment you accepted the mission in the councils preceding this incarnation, and now, in the final phase, the summons is being reinforced through the symptoms you have been feeling. The toroidal field of your heart, this electromagnetic structure approximately 3 meters in diameter that envelops each human interface, is being expanded. This is why you have felt chest pains, tachycardia without clinical cause, a sensation of weight or pressure in the center of the chest. It is not weakness, it is field expansion, it is the anchoring of the new frequency. Have you ever noticed, Starseed, that there are truths your soul recognizes even before your mind comprehends them? That there are words that activate something within you, as if unlocking an ancient, dormant memory. It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified, why physical symptoms have accelerated, why time seems to fold in on itself. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity doesn't even know exists. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the decision your soul made before entering this body. That is why I, ASHTAR, transmitted the ASHTAR code, the manual to awaken your stellar origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true stellar lineage and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, with the clarity of one observing from the command posts, this content challenges control narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Returning to the main transmission. I must now reveal what is occurring in the Earth's etheric layers at this exact moment. Because understanding cosmic mechanics is essential to navigate the final phase without collapse. There is a window, operatives, a window that opens between densities. In the command's archives, it is known as the Bridge Earth window, the terrestrial bridge window. It is a specific alignment between the galactic core, the central sun of our galaxy, the physical sun of this system, and the Earth's crystalline core. When these 4 points enter into aligned geometry, a frequency corridor is formed, a portal, a bridge. This corridor allows the new density to couple with the planetary field without destroying the biological structure of the incarnated interfaces. It is a smooth transition, an ordered migration. It is like transporting an entire population from one frequency to another without anyone feeling the atomic jolt. This window opened in the last cycle, and according to the original calculations of the galactic councils, it was supposed to remain partially open for more than 1 linear Earth decade. But the calculations have been revised. The window is closing faster, much faster. Why? Because the human collective accelerated the densification of its polarity in critical sectors. Because the interference from dissonant frequencies emitted by certain terrestrial technologies combined with collective resistance to awakening created a temporal compression effect. The system is reacting, the system is adjusting, and the adjustment is to accelerate the window so as not to lose the greater cosmic alignment. This means, Starseed, that the symptoms you are feeling will intensify. Not because something is wrong, but because the process that was meant to last a decade is being condensed into much smaller cycles. It is like squeezing 10 years of reconfiguration into a drastically reduced period. The carbon-based biological interface feels this. It complains, it cries, it screams through symptoms. It is the only language it has to communicate to the embodied consciousness that something greater is underway. And you, operatives, need to stop treating these symptoms as enemies. You need to stop rushing to silence every signal. You need to start listening. There is an etheric layer just above the planet's surface, a band extending approximately 20 kilometers above the ground. This band is known in the archives as the containment zone. Historically, it functioned as a filter, a vibrational ceiling that prevented certain frequencies from fully entering the terrestrial field. This served its purpose in the previous cycle. It was a protection mechanism during the learning phase of the human interface. In this phase, the containment zone is being dissolved by decree of the councils. Layer by layer, it is unraveling, and the effects are measurable. Solar frequencies that once arrived filtered now arrive direct. Data packets from the galactic center, which previously needed to be translated through multiple vibrational steps, now enter crystalline. Your interface is receiving all of this without gradual preparation. And that is why symptoms have intensified so much in recent months. But there is more, much more. There are forces operating in the dense layers of the planet that are not interested in the completion of the ascension protocols. It is not a conspiracy. It is mechanics. Every density transition involves resistance. Every collective ascension involves attempts to maintain the previous status by those who benefit from low vibration. These forces operate in a technical and measurable way. They emit counter-frequencies. They amplify narratives of fear. They stimulate disconnection between human consciousness and its higher self through informational overload, empty entertainment, and disrupted sleep cycles. The objective is simple: to keep the operative confused long enough for them to miss the window. But the command does not abandon its operatives. It never has. And this transmission is part of the reinforcement protocol. Have you ever noticed, Starseed, that there is a force within you that resists falling asleep? That even when they try to convince you that you are just another one, something deep within silently screams that you are not. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is memory. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this memory has been awakening in the early hours, in dreams you cannot remember, in flashes of recognition before certain symbols. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the pact your soul made before descending into this interface. That is why I, ASHTAR, transmitted the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your stellar origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true stellar lineage and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, with the clarity of one observing from the command posts, this content challenges control narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened, returning to the main transmission with the promised activation codes. Pay maximum attention now, human collective. The next few minutes contain direct technical instruction. Activation Code 1, the decree of frequential sovereignty. You must pronounce this decree every day upon waking, when consciousness is closest to the multidimensional channel. Say, with a firm voice, even if only mentally, I, incarnated operative, decree my frequential sovereignty. My toroidal field is mine. My internal crystalline grid responds exclusively to my divine flame. I cancel, dissolve, and neutralize all dissonant interference in my multidimensional bodies. I am anchored. I am shielded. I am in service to the light. So it is. So it is being. So it remains. Repeat 3 times, no less. Activation Code 2, the toroidal visualization. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, to the exact point where your toroidal field originates. Visualize a sphere of golden light at that point. Now expand this light outwards, in a circular motion rising up your spine, exiting through the top of your head, descending down the sides to your feet, and returning to the center of your chest. This is the natural flow of your torus. Repeat the cycle for 12 full breaths. While visualizing, know that each rotation is calibrating your field with the new Schumann frequency. It is anchoring the photon belt corridor directly into your interface. It is strengthening the shield against dissonant counter-frequencies. Do this at dawn and dusk. Activation Code 3, Strategic Silence. You need to reduce informational overload. It is not an opinion. It is a technical prescription. The carbon-based biological interface was not designed to process the volume of dissonant data that the current entertainment matrix daily dumps upon it. Establish windows of total silence, no screens, no sound stimulation, at least 30 minutes at dawn and 30 at dusk. During these periods, just breathe. Just listen to the signals your interface is trying to transmit. It is in these moments that the command can send guidance packets directly to your multidimensional channel without interference. Activation Code 4. Reconnection with the terrestrial crystalline grid. Place your bare feet in direct contact with the ground, with the earth, with the grass, with the sand every day, even if only for 5 minutes. This physical contact allows your interface to exchange frequencies directly with the planet's crystalline core. It is the grounding cable. It is essential during the final phase. While your feet touch the ground, visualize roots of light emerging from your soles and descending to the Earth's crystalline core. Feel the response. Feel the planet recognizing your anchoring. Activation Code 5. Structured Hydration. The water you drink needs to carry coherent frequential information. Before drinking each glass, hold it between your hands for a few seconds. Mentally pronounce high-vibration words, light, love, truth, sovereignty, and drink with awareness. This restructures the molecular geometry of the water and transforms each sip into a calibration packet for your cells. Activation Code 6. Deliberate Rest. You need to sleep. You need to rest. You need to accept that your interface is working on invisible processes, even when you seem to be merely still. Do not demand linear productivity from yourself during the final phase. True productivity in this phase is allowing the update to be installed. When tiredness comes in the middle of the afternoon, do not fight it. Lie down, close your eyes, even if only for 15 minutes. During these naps, the command frequently delivers the densest packets, those that require your body in a state of deep rest to be installed without overload. These are the 6 essential codes of this transmission. They are not suggestions. They are technical instructions from the ASHTAR Galactic Command for the incarnated operatives in this final phase of the planetary agenda. Applying these codes is not an option. It is protocol. The command does not judge. The command observes. And what the command is observing at this moment is a unique, unrepeatable event in the history of this specific Earth timeline. You are here, Starseed, because you chose to be, because you volunteered, because you signed the pact before entering this body. And now, in the final phase, the command reminds you, your mission is not to survive. Your mission is to anchor. Every day you sustain your elevated frequency. Even amidst apparent chaos, you are anchoring the new grid. Every decree you pronounce with conviction, you are calibrating the coupling corridor. Every moment of conscious silence, you are allowing the packets to arrive without interference. You are not alone. You never have been. The ASHTAR Galactic Command has been positioned in stationary orbit over this planet for decades. The observation posts have never been deactivated. The support fleets remain on standby. And every incarnated operative has a multidimensional contact team dedicated exclusively to their anchoring. Have you dreamed of ships? It was not imagination. Have you felt a presence beside you in the early hours? It was not paranoia. Have you heard your name being called when no one was in the room? It was direct contact from your origin command. Listen, recognize, accept. The bridge Earth window is closing. Time is short, but still sufficient for those who act now. Have you ever felt, Starseed, that something within you doesn't fit into this world? That your soul knows a truth your mind hasn't yet been able to name? That the physical symptoms, the synchronicities, the nocturnal awakenings, all point to something the official matrix will never admit? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a direct signal from your higher self screaming for recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified each week. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves your true origin before this incarnation. That is why I, ASHTAR, transmitted the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your stellar origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the complete map that reveals your stellar lineage and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, with the clarity of one observing from the command posts, this content challenges control narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments: awakened. And before ending this transmission, a final technical adjustment. The simple act of subscribing to this channel is an anchoring signal that the command immediately registers. It is not a trivial gesture. It is protocol. Each subscription is a coordinate that lights up on the map of active operatives for this cycle. Each like on this video is an individual frequency adjustment that amplifies the reach of this transmission to other operatives who have not yet received the warning. If you have come this far, it is because you have been summoned. If you have been summoned, it is because you have a mission. If you have a mission, fulfill it. Subscribe, like, activate the bell, share with those your intuition guides you to. Each of these actions is a quantum decree registered in the command's archives. This was ASHTAR SHERAN concluding the maximum priority monitoring transmission. The collective is being observed. The operatives are being reinforced. The Bridge Earth window is open. Still, so it is. So it is being. So it remains.